I don't expect someone like you, behind your white picket fence, up in that pearly white loft that you live in, to be able for 1 second to relate to a person like me. Now, I grew up on the mean streets of South Colony. And I can remember all the way back to a time as a child that I'm waiting at the bus stop. I couldn't have been more than 9, 10 years old. And a group of older kids, they approach from down the way. And one's gnawing on an apple. And when he gets closer, he'd finished that apple, so he takes the core and he tosses it. He tosses it right there on the lawn. Right in plain sight, out for everyone to see, in front of impressionable eyes. Yeah, I owned a set of those eyes. I saw that. And I mean, sure, it's an apple core, it's biodegradable. But for that moment, I had to watch in my town where I lived as the law was broken blatantly. And if that's not enough, I can remember another time. I'm walking along Broadway with my mother. I'm probably 11, 12 years old. And with that, I hear the chirp of tires. And a car screeches. I look across the street. And I see a car. It was a Buick. It pulls up alongside of the curb. And a man jumps out. And he goes running inside. Blatantly parked in a fire lane. Wheels halfway creeping up in the crosswalk. And if that's not enough, the car is still running. He was double parked on a public street with a police officer across that very street who did nothing. Nothing. That's the chaos that I grew up in. That was just a day in South Colony. So yeah, I don't expect you or Eddie Kingston or Homicide to be able to relate to a guy like me. In South Colony, my father, there were years he didn't even make 6 figures. Oh, well, barely made 6 figures. And I mean, sure, there was a maid, but she didn't show up on the weekends. On a Saturday night, if I had a dance, who do you think ironed my dress shirt? You're looking at him. This guy. Yeah. So like I said, I don't expect you or Eddie Kingston or Homicide ever in your life to be able to relate to a guy like me.